Happy to tell you that today I have Maksym Deomin here from Russia, of
You're
all
great.
places. Yeah. What are you in Moscow or
No, I'm in Kiev.
in Kiev?
Yes.
Okay, from Kiev, Russia, and here I am in New York.
Great.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
And here I am in New York City. Wow. Isn't this amazing? Anyway, Maxim and I have been friends for a couple of years now. I met him online, actually, in a drum room a couple of years ago, and we've been communicating and in contact ever since. And um, I'm really delighted to have him on. I have to thank you, Maxime, for coming on. It's really a delight to have you here. I really appreciate you coming.
Thank you
So
for calling me.
that's quite all right. So I'd like to know a couple of things about you. First, let's begin with how you started playing the drums. What made you? What brought you to the instrument in the first place? How did you begin?
Okay, first of all, I want to thanks to Alan, to you,
Oh, okay.
in here, and sorry for my not perfect English. For sure, I will tell you guys what happened with me. I'm started to become in love with drums when I was probably 4 years old. I'm I'm always drumming. I'm always remember myself drumming. I'm always drumming on pillows, on tables, on everything what's around me. And when I get older, I start to study with Kiev Conservatory professor Vitaly Michulin, and I'm studied 5 years with him. And this time I'm played in rock bands, and I'm trying to play fusion music and jazz music. And after that, I started to my research. I'm trying to find my place in this world, in this music, and then I just made a travel to Canada, and I started playing and learn lots of music from musicians. I never even think I will play this music. I'm always trying to find some band that I don't understand anything what they play. So with with the guys playing Afro music, I'm learning Afro music.
Uh
Playing salsa, I'm starting to learn salsa. I used to play in seven orchestras in a different, different kind of orchestra. Some of them playing jazz, some of them playing Latin music, some of them playing funk and American classic. And I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to make myself better. And in 20 years of studies, I found myself in that situation. I'm I'm playing in bands. I'm playing, with some artists and do the sessions. I found myself in situations that I cannot express myself. I'm playing some pieces of music which I learned from Billy Corben, from Steve Gadd or somebody else, but it's not about me. And I started study and I start to research where to study to express myself. And I found Dom Famularo. I heard about him many, many years before. From
how did you hear about Dom?
I saw his interview in a magazine, in Drum magazine. It was in 1996, maybe. I was 20 and something years old, and I found this interview. Yeah, and I'm trying this exercise. Then I found video of him, and I see him, really, really, he think in really, really similar way I think. So I
Well,
want.
I mean, well, how did you find him? How did you contact him?
Oh, okay, I wrote him email. Well, I wrote him tons of emails actually.
So you got his email address and you kept writing him.
Yes, I'm writing even every week. In a half a year, he called me. He called me back and said, Maxim, come over to my studio and get a lesson.
Okay.
So this
And
is,
when was that? How long ago was that?
it was in 2008. 2000.
2008. Okay.
Yeah, and I live in Toronto this time, and I have to move. I mean, not move. I have to drive. 13
So
hours.
you were commuting. You were commuting from Toronto to New York
Yes, I'm
to take
driving.
to take a lesson, and you drove.
Yeah, I drove 2, 3 times a month, both ways, and to get lessons because it was really, really powerful and interesting for me, and I found
Well,
really.
that's a long drive. That's like what? That's like 8.5, 9 hours, right?
Yeah, it's pretty
Wow.
fast.
So what? I mean, that's an 18-hour commute without the lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
And how long was the lesson?
2, 3 hours, sometimes 4.
Sometimes 4 hours. So that's 22 hours
Yeah, I
for
know.
that
I
was your that
remember.
was your day for a lesson.
Yes,
You're crazy.
I know.
I mean, I thought I went out of my way. Me? Oh my God. That's I mean, you get 2 hours sleep.
Yes, 2 hours. Good.
Wow. Well, I gotta
And
give it. I gotta hand it to you, Maxim. You certainly got a lot of discipline and a lot of and a lot of focus. That's great.
thank you, Alan.
Yeah.
I just don't see myself without the drums. I just love drums. It's my life, and I
Yeah.
want to get better. I'm always will study. I'm always will learn, and it doesn't matter how much time and or how much money you spend on it. It's investment, so you have to
Wow.
invest to get something.
Oh, I would say you're absolutely committed, for sure. So how long did you work with Dom?
I'm
How
studying.
this commute from Canada, what, two, three
Uh,
times a month?
yeah, 3 times a month for
For
3 years.
for 3 years you did this.
Yes. Yes, and well, it worth it actually. I'm really happy to have done it. If I needed to do it again, I will do it again. I'll do it all the time again, if
Yeah.
it helps for sure. Yeah, but yes,
Uh, so
I'm really learning a lot from him.
so in the beginning it was more intense. You went more often in the beginning,
Mhm.
and then you were able to stretch it out a little bit more as you picked it up.
Mhm.
Yeah. Then and after about 3 years, you were ready to sort of take it out of town, huh?
Yeah, after 3 years of studies, I moved back to Kiev. I'm originally from Kiev. It's Ukraine. It's not Russia. It's Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
Moved to Ukraine, I moved to Kiev, and I'm started to teach what I learned from the Dom. And when you teach, when you start to teach, you keep on learning
Yeah.
because all your students are different, and you have to explain knowledge to them. So it's still learning process.
Oh
And
yes. Yeah. I learn from my students every time I teach. I learn something new from them. You know. Uh, so how long ago was this period? How long has it been since you were working intensely with Don and you went out on your own?
how many years you mean? How
Yes.
many years left? It's
Yeah.
about 7 years to now.
Okay. And so you've been working your own, continuing to improve
Yes.
and refine what you learned, and you added some of your own viewpoint as well, from what I understand. This is I'm getting into the gravity concept now. That I think is where did that come in? How did you come across the gravity concept?
Well, first of all, I want to say that I didn't invent anything. Gravity is not the thing you can invent. It's happening with us every second, every minute.
Oh,
And
you mean Newton didn't invent it either?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So I learned some basic movements from the dog, like three-stroke, molar, and finger techniques and stuff like that. And I found this all techniques, all these motions, is not motions only. It's not only techniques. It's combined with, it's combined with stroke and something else. And something else is gravity. It's what happening with anything which you drop it. So this is gravity, right? And I saw another drummers. I saw another guys who learn the techniques and trying to get faster, faster, and get more control. And I see how many years it takes to play really smooth and nice. It takes all your life to get it.
Right.
You need to spend 40 years, 30 years to looks and sounds, fine. And I understand I don't have this time. It's too much time. I'm starting to study with Dom when I was 33 years old. And I see if I will spend another 40 years, I will be 70.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to remember what I learned in school about the physics and stuff, and I'm trying to combine it with music. I'm trying to learn physiology and have my point of view of this, of the process, to make it
I love physics. Yeah.
physics
Yeah. Yeah. I really love it. Yeah.
and
I'm glad.
neuroscience too.
Yeah. We have that in common. You know,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
that
Yeah, so
we like the science behind what's going on. It helps us.
everything is science. Yeah, so I'm learning technique. For example, if when I practice a three stroke, it always should be free. It should be really short motion, and all the rest was gravity with sended energy on it. So what I'm trying to do is try to remove gravity, to remove stroke from it. So if you remove this this motion, this power which you use at the beginning, and you just release your hand, you get in gravity strokes. So I found if I don't stroke, if you really don't use muscle or power, I'm still having sound. Really, it's good enough sound to play drums. It's a pad. That's because it's quiet. If I will use cable, for example, it will be loud. Oh. If I use snare drum, it will be even louder. So I understand I don't have to use any muscle or energy, because when you use muscle or energy, it's really tricky. If you overuse muscle energy, you're stuck, you can't move. So I'm trying to, at the beginning, I'm trying to use, for example, 50% of muscular energy and 50% of gravity. Then I'm trying to move it from 10% of muscular energy to 90% of gravity. And exercise was really easy. I understand that if I will release on the stick, not moving. It's really looks simple, but it's not. I'm teaching this many drummers, even conservatory professors. They can do this. You do a stroke. Yeah, this is just it just looks simple.
Yeah. Well, it looks so simple that it's hard to believe that that's what to do. It
Yeah,
seems like it should be harder.
yeah. And all the
Yeah.
rest, what I need to do when I learn the pumping motion, right? The
Yeah.
smaller plus the gravity, I'm trying to remove strokes from the motor. When I started to learn it, I'm playing this way, hard,
Hmm.
and I was unable to do anything with that. It always was hard strokes and hard stuff. But when you do release an exercise, for example, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you will find yourself not stroking and don't do the strokes anymore. You will just
Well,
release them.
you're letting go. I mean, that's really
Yeah,
what it's about: is to let go and let the natural energy that's there work for you.
yeah, that's it. And after that, I'm started to play rudiments this way. I understand it's really hard to play with rudiments with stroke. When I do my single stroke four, for example, it always sounds hard. It's too much energy in it.
Hmm.
And I started to use gravity.
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm not using any muscle or energy. Nothing.
You know,
And
that's the hardest thing for drummers to learn is how to play soft.
yeah, and
Yeah.
after that, I'm always checking myself. If I really don't do the strokes, I done this. In French position, you're unable to make these motions. you can just release it.
That's great. It's like a perpetual motion machine.
Yes, and it's really natural. It's really natural, and you removing this tension from your body this way. And after you remove tension, you feel more control.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I started to learn motions, I'm always watching on mirrors when I'm playing my strokes and stuff. I'm checking myself in the mirrors.
Right.
When I done this work, I finished to check it with my eyes and with my ears. I'm finished that. I'm start to feel motion inside myself. And after that, I start to make research on neuroscientists how to explain that. And I didn't find any answer. I found mine. I understand like I receiving information from the sensors. And it's much faster than when you playing, when you're watching it or you're hearing it. If you listen to it, it's a sound speed plus you have to analyze it. You have to just process this information. If you're watching it, it's still it's still you need to see the light. You need to process this light, and it's really slow process. And I understand when I feel it, it's much faster.
Well, from what I understand, our senses, are, in terms of response rate, our fastest, our hearing is much faster than our sight.
Okay.
Honestly, and this is what I found too. Whenever I work with a metronome, if you turn the metronome off and try to work with the light, it's very, very difficult.
Yes.
To stay with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, but as a metronome, it's different situation. Let me show you something. When I start to work with a metronome, I always listen to it. And when I listen to it, it works like this. The sound going to my ear, and I need to process it. And I will always hear the click of metronome. And after that, I'm starting to dance with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if I dance with it, I'm always right.
Yeah, you're internalizing the metronome. Yeah. Perfect.
So yeah, it's happiness because I'm not listening to it. Because I'm dancing with it.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'm trying to don't listen, and then I can do right. It sounds crazy, but it's true.
So I have the video of you that you made about gravity. And if you don't mind, I would like to play it for everybody.
I will happy.
You know, great. And so I'm gonna bring it up full screen so they won't see us, but we'll run through the video. I think it's about 6 minutes or something like that.
Sure.
And then we can talk about that. Okay. So I'm gonna bring that up now, and that should be here. This one.
I always heard files was a lot faster, but I thought it'd be a hassle to switch. Turns out it wasn't. They showed up when I asked.
Hi everyone, my name is Maksym Deomin. I'm drummer, educator, and clinician. From my performance experience, I know sometimes it's not really easy to control the power of my strokes. After the 20 years of studies, and some professional career, I still had many difficulties and challenges based on dynamics and control. That's why I started my studies with Mr. Dom Famularo, and all things I will share with you today based on that kind of studies. I learned all the important concepts and techniques created by Billy Gladstone, George Lawrence Stone, and Stanford August Moeller.
From Russia.
And I have to say that all of them was created on a think down, throw down idea. And this is a stroke and gravity concept. I'm always trying to don't overuse muscle power in my plane. Because it makes me unable to control my plane. That's why I'm trying to use lots of gravity. So what gravity is? The gravity for drummer, it's a power which moving stick direct to the drum itself. I found that when I'm just releasing the stick, I receiving powerful enough sound that I don't have to use my muscular power anymore. And my idea was to remove any kind of strokes and leave the gravity itself. I do this. I move my hand to the half-stroke French position and immediately very quick opening all my fingers except index one. And the power of gravity moving stick down to the drum. Gravity itself, not any muscle or energy. What happened next? The sensors located on my finger sending backward signals through my nervous system directly to the brain, with the full information about my hand position and modulations which happens on the pad. And when I do this exercise for like maybe 10 minutes, my brain understands the gravity situation which happens with the stick, and all my movements becomes consistent and under control. For the drum pad practice, I'm always using Dom Famularo's pad sticks made by Vic First company. This stick gives me full snare drum feel when I use rubber pad, because it has been created as a bounce stick, which gives a great understanding of rebounds, and this maple sticks is so much great. And also I'm using Sam Rottenberg's Hinge sticks a lot, which also made by Vic First company. This is a unique tool which gives me gravity feeling direct in my plane. The stick made with a hole and swivel pad inside. So stick is created that way I never will be able to affect gravity ability of the stick even if I push the swivel pad with my full fingers tension. The hinge sticks also force correct grip and use the back fingers so drummers don't get into the bad habit of squeezing stick. The hinge sticks let the actual stick move freely, that what helps to understand the basic drumming techniques like a free stroke.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's a little bit of a broadband problem. So it's been very interesting because just last week, Sam Ruttenberg was here talking about his hinge sticks, and here we are, presenting them again for him. And also, I had a new student last week. Live, he came to see me. He lives in Queens. And he had taken a few lessons with Dom Famularo, and he couldn't get Dom often enough, So he asked me if I would teach him, and he came for his first lesson. He brought a pair of those sticks with him, and I never had them in my hands before, and so he gave them to me to try out. And I got to say, they're amazing. I mean, it was the rebound response is much larger than any other normal stick you would use. It's really designed for you to feel the response of,
Yes,
of that free stroke. It really is great.
yeah, this is actually amazing tool because
Yeah.
all students, all my students, I know this, this trouble. This is really trouble. When you get new student who never played, he always he can't get a grip. The hardest part. He hold like this, like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just simply unable to hold it properly. So this, hinge stick is amazing tool because it's first of all it makes you hold the stick properly. So I will show the closer. The hinge stick has some hinge tool which you hold on and you use in back fingers only. So my grip is this one. It's called power grip. So I hold like this. I hold stick like this. I don't hold it I don't squeeze it with the fingers. I just have the angle here, where the stick's flying.
Yeah, I don't use an index finger grip either.
Yeah. I know. This exact tool which works for me. When I'm starting to play with a hinge stick, I feel like I'm getting better understanding of gravity when I'm playing, with usual stick. And after that, and I realize that I'm still squeezing a little bit. And after hinge stick, I'm just remove this. And now it's happening really smooth and nice.
Well, I'm still trying to relax.
Oh, yeah.
That's what my focus is now. Is my total focus. I don't care about power. I don't care about speed. All I want to do is relax. That's all I want to do.
Relaxation and control.
And
The
control.
hardest
Right.
part. How to
No, but
control
the
relaxation.
control comes from the being relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah, one leads into the other.
Yes.
People think that if you grab on, you maintain better control, but it's actually the opposite.
It's opposite because you send a signal from your brain to your muscles, and you have to receive backward signal. And if you're intense, you just don't have any signals back. You don't understand what happening is. So this is the point. So as more we relax, the more we understand and control what we do.
Yeah.
This is completely right point. Amazing. So and hinge sticks is really interesting. It's really interesting. I think Sam's playing is beautiful. And
Yeah.
part of this is because of this stick.
Yeah, he's so efficient. I mean, he really, gets the job done, and he hardly moves. It's amazing. And he gets the sound out, and he gets the volume he needs, and he
Yes,
doesn't
and he's playing really soft and
Yeah.
low levels.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Sometimes you don't see him play.
Is that right? It doesn't look like he's playing. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's playing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So, I have another video here of you and Dom playing together.
Yes, it's from Dom Famularo's clinic in Kiev. We bring him to Kiev 3 years ago, and you know what? He will be in Kiev in April. This is amazing.
He's coming back.
Yes, we will do amazing full day workshop. The first part of the day will be for drummers, and second part will be motivation.
Ah,
It will be learning.
I like that.
Yes.
Meditation.
Yes, we will do this, and we will do 2 cities. We will do it in Kiev and Lviv, both. So
And who's going to conduct the meditation portion?
it's motivation. Actually, motivation is meditation.
Okay.
Motivation. I mean, it's a business, like music business lessons.
Okay.
And understanding who you are and why you're doing this music and what's motivate you to continue your work.
Oh, so this is part of Dom's program.
Yes, exactly.
I see.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a wonderful speaker.
Yeah.
And he's extremely motivational. It's very energizing, and
Yeah, he just loves what he do. This is the
yeah.
most important thing. If you love what you do, this is amazing.
And he inspires people, a
Yes,
large amounts of people. He inspires.
for
You
sure,
know.
for sure. I'm trying to because I love what he do easily.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at this clinic. I'm going to bring back. I hope we don't have any more problems with the broadband speed. Well, that was quite a finish there. Oh man, did you work that out with him?
No.
Did you talk about that in the dressing room before you went out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or was that an improv? Wow, that was a lot to remember.
Yes. Yes.
That was terrific.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So so when did that happen? How long ago was that?
It was 3 years ago.
Uh
It
huh.
was probably one of the best lessons that Dom gave to me.
It was a good lesson, huh?
It was excellent lesson. It was like Dom said, "You will play with me on stage." I said, "Dom, no, I'm not ready."
Well, things are different when you get in front of an audience. That's for sure.
And he said, "Yes, you can. Let's go to the stage." I
Yeah.
asked Dom, what we're going to play? He said, "What we will play? What a form?" He said, "Our form? What's the style? Our style?" I said, "Okay." Uh, so yeah, we did it. It was really fun and it was really beautiful lesson. I learned many things. I found many mistakes I do in thinking, in form, in
Yes.
techniques, and I started to fix it, and I got to the gravity. In another 1 year or two, I formed this concept of gravity, and my playing become more smooth, more nice. But still,
Yes.
it's the best. It is the best. When your teacher, making you hard time on
Well,
stage,
that's
the best.
that's yeah. I always said that the best teacher, our job is as a good teacher is to teach the student how to teach themselves,
Mhm.
and
I
then
got
let and
I got lots of comments already.
yeah, and then
Everybody,
let them go and let them do it. Yeah.
everybody saying, you playing bad. So you have to be better than your teacher. I said, how can my teacher is wow, many years young?
Yeah,
He's playing
yeah.
all his life. How
Uh,
can? who who wants to be better than their teachers?
oh, well, yeah.
I
I don't even try. You can't even,
want how can you be better than Jim
it's,
Morella? Jim
it,
Morella is Jim Morella.
it's pointless to even think about that, you
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely. And even, yeah, I know one person in the world who wants to be better than his teacher. Is
Yeah.
Lucifer? Devil?
Who?
Devil, Lucifer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's only one person. So yeah, it was fun. It was good memories, and it was really nice audience. We have really big crowd for this, and
Mhm.
all of them was drummers from all of Ukraine, and some people came from Russia.
You have a lot of drummers in Russia, don't you?
Well, in Russia, I'm still in Ukraine, but
Oh,
they teach,
Ukraine. Okay.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they teach many drummers from Russia.
I
I
don't
teach.
really understand the geography anymore. It's gone through so much,
Okay. Okay, no,
you
it's
know.
it's it's a different country now, and it's
Yeah,
like
I mean, my mother's originally from Russia, but I don't know, if you show me a map of Russia, I couldn't tell you where she was from, you know. And my father was from Romania, and I don't even think that exists anymore, so
I see.
I'm totally lost when it comes to geography over there.
Let's talk about music more because we still have to, if we have a fight with Russia, I mean, Ukrainians have a fight,
Well,
and
that's silly.
I don't
I mean,
want to tell this. I want to speak about music only.
yes, here we are, communicating from what, 10,000 miles away,
Yeah.
and
Well,
and
it's
and
not.
having a good time with each other, and an understanding, that that we have between us. It's really, this is how it's supposed to be. You know,
It,
what can I say, Maxim? Let's not get so philosophical. Anyway, it was really great for you to come here and talk to us and tell us about your history and your experience with Dom, especially, and what that was like, and the gravity thing that you've discovered for yourself and we're working on, and adding the science to the additional knowledge of science and understanding to learn to relax more and maintain even further control. I think it's great, and I think you should continue with your work for as long as you can.
Thank you.
You know,
very much.
yeah, and you really seem inspired, and it's really inspiring to see somebody who's really turned on and committed in the way you are.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah, and thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And so I'm gonna shut it down now. And thank you all for tuning in. And keep practicing. Okay. Don't
Keep rocking.
stop. Okay. Bye.